Millewa football, and we've got Matt Kelly back after a bout of the flu, which kept him off the radio. And then we had last week where we were with the long weekend not playing in the Millewa. So he's back this week. G'day, Matt. How are you?
Hello, man. How's things? Yes, I have recovered, but I would have knocked a lesser person around a lot more. But yes, I've fought through and back on deck.
I reckon you're only back on deck because there's a big reunion coming up for the Premiership reunion for this weekend. I'm sure there's something more in it.
Yeah, no, you could be right. This weekend is going to be a big weekend for the Wayne Footy Netball Club with the people getting back together from the reunions from the 1973 Premiership as well as the 2003 Premiership and the 2013 Premiership. So we're expecting a good roll up, and a lot of those players have either around locally or travelling, and we're expecting a day full of reminiscing and people remembering probably that they were a little bit better than what they really were.
Very nicely said. 73. Did you have family like parents or I guess dad or uncles that played in that wonderful era?
Yeah, Dad played, and a few uncles played. Jeff Cameron was an uncle of mine who was the goal kicker, and he kicked quite a few goals that season. And so there'll be quite a few catching up for that. So it was a very strong. Where I had very strong sides through the 70s and won probably 5 or 6 flags in that period. So there'll be lots of fairly close-knit groups. That'll be good fun.
Yeah, great fun. And the 03 and 13, you would have been obviously playing in those sides, Matt, so great for you to catch up with some of your mates. Well, we'll go back a little bit to football played before the King's birthday, and this was when Bamble 32-14 beat Meringur 3-4. Now, I'm going to get a stat out of this. The previous time they played, Bamble kicked about 37 and Meringur didn't score a goal, so I think some significant improvement from the Meringur boys.
Well, it does appear that way, and yes, it can be quite deceiving the scoreline sometimes. I realise it's a very big margin, but Meringur certainly getting their act together and competing really well. It's just fairly difficult when a side like Bamble have got a lot of very highly skilled players and forward options. But Meringur are certainly putting up a fight.
They certainly are. And you talk about forward options. The leading goal kickers that were 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, and then 2. So they didn't have anybody kicking the big sort of Bradley Congress 15 goals. They shared it around, which is nice to see, probably fair too, that everyone got a bit of a run up forward.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Bamble boys would be trying to get some form into some players in a game like that, so they can really take it up to the other sides up the top of the ladder. And
certainly will. 2 of those sides were Cardross and Goal. And what about this? The Hawks 16-16, 112 have beaten Cardross 8-14, 62. Wow, that's a great win by the Hawks.
Yes, well, I didn't tip that one. I thought the Cardi boys would have got up there, but full credit to Goal. They've certainly recruited well, and they've got some real leg speed and also some goal kicking power. So they've certainly put their hand up to be a contender.
They have, and Connor Darby's one of those goal kickers you're talking about, 6, and Gareth Collinson booted 4. Benjamin Morris and Nathan Shriver, very good for them. Tom Kennedy and Josh Stanley tried hard, 3 goals to Josh Stanley and 2 to Larry Colocchio as the good players on the Cardross side. But this was a big score. It was Nangelock 23-12, 150 to Werribee 4-4-28. Fair to say, I reckon your blokes would be disappointed with that result.
Yeah, very disappointed, Flo, man. We had high expectations to be a lot more competitive in that one. Nanji certainly got the jump on the Werribee boys, and taking nothing away from them. But this flu thing took down our fullback and centre half back. So there are 2 of our key players that went out early, so they didn't take part in the game. So it certainly made it tricky on our replacement backman. But after half time, the Werribee boys, were only probably outscored by 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah, it was a big start from Nangelock, that's for sure. Daniel Thompson was very good for the Mansell. Kicked 6, and Jaharlan Mitchell also booted 6 goals, 5 to Nicholas Dorman, leading the way. Your side had 4 single scorers in Barter, Graham, Perry and Smith were the scorers there for the Werribee side. Let's go to the ladies' competition, and this was a very interesting set of games. It was Bamble 13-7-85 over Meringur 2-1-13. The Meringur girls going okay there. Bamble are very strong in this competition.
Yeah, the Bamble girls certainly are strong, and yeah, very well coached and drilled side. So they certainly were red hot favourites to win that by a margin going into the game. But yeah, Meringur to kick a couple of goals, they're probably a bit like the Meringur men's side. They're certainly finding some competitive spirit as the season goes on.
They are Miranda King with 2, and Amelia Mitchell and Chloe Pettigrew, Kayla Newson and Sonia Newson, Miranda King and the better players. Lois Taylor, Sigrid Lee and Adrienne Fielding played well, 6 goals to Fielding and 3 to Larissa Taylor as some of the good ladies playing there from Bamble. And Cardross 8-4 beating Goal 3-3. Good win from the Cardi girls.
Yeah, Cardi girls are a bit of a smoky at the moment. They've certainly showing some form this season. They've improved quite a bit on their stocks from last year. So they've got a couple of strong players in, and they'll look to keep improving and be competitive against Bamble and Werribee, the two strong sides.
Well, that's interesting too, because Bamble and Werribee will play each other in the women's comp this week. So as part of this the celebrations of the 50-year anniversary of the 1973 football side, the men's side, the ladies are going to be playing a game at Lake Colour Lorraine, and it's Werribee versus Bamble there. We'll talk about that first, because this is going to be a big game of footy.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be really close again. Last time the girls played, Werribee did skip away and won by a few goals in the end. But yeah, I'd be expecting the Bamble girls to take it right up to Werribee. So once again, I wouldn't be expecting too much in this game within 10 points.
9-11 to 3-3 was the score back in round 3, and Jessica Scadding was the one that got going there with 4 goals for Werribee, and Marley Hards also was going well with 3, and Emily Della and Lorraine Lowison were good players for your side on that day. So it'll be interesting this round of matches between those two girls. Meringur play Cardross in the other match, and the Meringur girls have improved a bit, and they'll certainly take it over there to the Cardross Lions.
Yeah, that'll be a good test for the Meringur girls to see where they're at after building over the recent weeks. So it'd be a really good test for the Meringur girls. But I think Cardi should take the points there, and they'll be a little bit too strong. So they'll certainly be wanting to continue on their winning ways.
Yep, certainly will. All right, no netball results this week from the last contest, but let's go to the men's competition now and this week's matches. And you just mentioned before about the big anniversary and the 50-year remembrance of all those great premierships of Werribees of the past. But it's now we want to talk about, you've got to put it on the park. Have you got a good enough side to take it to Bradley Congress and those Bamble blokes? I mean, would you suggest that maybe Congress could be recruited up the road to Werribee?
Well, I'd suggest he probably looks far better in black and white than the St Kilda colours of Bamble. But I think that might be tricky to get him over the line for tomorrow, for the game this weekend. We've got the Werribee boys have got Colby Loxton back in the side this week, a premiership player from the 13 side, and he's been out injured for a few weeks, so he'll be up forward trying to kick some goals for us. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm always very bullish about Werribee's prospects, regardless of form so far this season. I expect the Werribee boys to put up a super fight and get over the line. Yeah,
apparently they've named Matt Kelly. Is that another Matt Kelly from out of 1973?
I think that might be a bit of an error in the administrator's keyboard there. I think I'll be watching on. For the match, so it'll be and reminiscing.
Reminiscing. They have actually named you on Bradley Congress for a bit of fun, I think. So I reckon that if you got Congress, he might be fancying 13.
Well, I think it'd be a bit of fun for him, yeah.
I reckon so. The other matches, I've tipped Bamble, I think, to win this. Golgol playing Nangelot. I think Golgol will get home at Nangelot.
Yeah, well, I think they will too. I'm still got a lot of, I think Nangelot have got a lot of upside, and their best list is as good as anyone's. So I think, we'll see how this game pans out over the weekend. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Nancy take it right up to them and they're right there at the end. But I'd expect Golgol to get the win by 5-6 goals this week.
Cardross should respond after their shock loss a couple of weeks ago. Meringur is the opposition for the Kangaroo folk. They get a tough game at Cardross.
Yeah, Cardi's always tricky. There's always a fairly stiff breeze blowing across the ground and fairly difficult to kick goals there. But I think, Meringur will certainly have their work cut out for them once again. But I guess from their players and coaching point of view, they'll just be looking for a big effort and to try and quell some of Cardi's attacks. But Cardi have got a pretty slick unit, so I'd expect them to win fairly easily.
Fairly easily. Quick thought on how the rain has helped your area across the Sunraysia and the Millewa. The farms were a little bit dry early on, but you've had some good falls.
Yeah, in the last fortnight, a lot of farmers throughout the Millewa have had anywhere from probably 30 to 60 mils, so it's been absolutely magic. And the transformation around the place with the green tinge coming through and crops coming through, and there's lambs on the ground, and have now got a green pick to have a go at. It's really set up for a really positive start to the season.
Oh, great to hear for everyone across the Millewa and into the Sunraysia and the southern parts of New South Wales over at Wentworth. Good to have you on board, Matt Kelly, talking local Millewa football. All the best with the big celebrations of the 03, the 13, and for all the old fellas back 50 years ago from 1973. You have a great weekend at Lake Colour, Lorraine, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, great. Thanks, man. Go Pies.